guys, it's Melody from Melody Crochet, and today we're going to be making some crocheted roses. It is flower crown time. So right now I make a ton of flower crowns, and some people last week were asking me how I make my different flowers. So I'm going to be making a more voluptuous than this rose. You'll see it at the end. There's probably a picture at the beginning of the video. This is actually on a G-hook with worsted weight yarn, same one, but this one's just going to be bigger and fluffier. In addition to that, I will be making my mums in the next video. And I might do microbarra daisy. Don't love microbarra daisies this year, but some people were asking how I made them, so I will be happy to share. And that's your call. More than anything, these are just kind of like filler, but they are cute, so I guess I'll give them that. They're a little bit fiddly, and I don't love that they curl, but I always do the patterns myself, so I kind of have to, I think I just see them too much after a while, and I get a little bit over judgmental with my crocheted flowers. But as it were, I'm going to be using worsted weight and an eye hook. Feel free to use whatever yarn you have, and whatever hook coordinates with the package, it'll say on the back. You're going to need a needle to weave in ends and some scissors for snipping at the end. I should find mine because these are super fast. Super fast. You're going to start with a chain after a slip knot. Boop. You're going to start with a chain of 49 stitches. There's my chain of 49 stitches. I'm going to not work in the first chain, but work in the one after that. I'm popping a single crochet, and in the next one another single crochet. You're going to be single crocheting 8 single crochets in this chain. After this 8, you're going to be doing 10 half double crochets. It's going to be 48 stitches total because we chained 49 and we didn't work in the first. 3 half double crochets. It's a beautiful day out, but the sun keeps coming and going. Awesome. We're going to follow this up with 12 double crochets. And the last one is 16 triple crochets. Pardon the scratch on my hand. Our cat, which adopted us from out in the wilderness here in Texas, she got out, and I felt like she was sad, so I wanted to let her know that we wanted her back. So I went out to follow her, and I heard her say something. She kind of like meowed, and she never meows when she's out and about, so I got nervous, and I ended up looking for her in the brush yesterday, which here is particularly spiky and scary. So I really got my finger on that one. But as it were, we're doing 16 triple crochets. So yarn over twice and go for it. That should be your complete chain. Whoops. We're on the last one now. Awesome. Okay, so we have our chain getting larger and larger. Now we're going to work our way back. Here's the fun part. We're going to do some petals. Turn your work, and I'm just going to slip, stitch into the first space, then 5 double crochets in the one after that. And I like to work, especially in the triple crochets, I like to work right in between. I find it just easier. You're at the end, when you're on top of the single crochets, feel free to work on the top of them. It really, you won't be able to see it. If you can see the single crochets after we're done, then something's gone wrong. So is that 5? That's about 5. And then slip stitch into the next, and then the one. Oops. One more. Those are really taking up some space, which is fabulous. Okay, 14 scallops. The next one we're going to slip stitch. And we're going to follow the same basic plan, except we're going to half double crochets. Feel free to work on top of the stitch as soon as you're more comfy. But I'm going to go in between the half double crochets. Slip stitch into the next, to the next one, half double crochets. You're doing that 5 times. Last one, 5 half double crochets. Followed by a slip stitch. Then you're going to go to single crochets. There is going to be 4 scallops in your single crochets. So I slip stitched into that last space and I'm going to work mine on the top of my single crochets. Then slip stitch into the next stitch. Next one gets 5 single crochets. These will be those tiny little petals right in the center of your rose. If you're slightly off on your counting, just do another scallop or one less. It's not going to make a big difference. And for that last one, sometimes I'll just do a few extra. I want the first one to kind of fold in on itself, if that makes sense. It'll make more sense when I'm folding it for you. But I want plenty to fold in on that first wrap. And then slip stitch into the next loop that you see. Give yourself a nice long tail to weave these in on. Pull out that loop. I go ahead and thread my needle before I start folding them. After many times of trying to hold a rose together and thread a needle at the same time. That's been my new consensus. So here we have this beautiful long chain, and basically you want to keep the tail out. I'll say over here. You want the pretty edge of your crochet up, and you want to start folding. Once you get a little bit of a cone, you could start looking at the bottom. You're just going to gently and very lightly, nothing tight about these, start folding these roses together so you can see the bottom of each row here. And it just kind of gently falls together. It's already worked in the round, got way too many stitches for a row, so it's going to naturally curl in just like a rose would want to. And take a peek, see if you could see all the little rows there. Open it up, twist it out, whatever you like. You can sit it on your hand, see how it's going to work up. I'm going to want more twisting in the center. I can see that. I'm not going to want to see the under edges. There it is. And once it looks like you like here, just sandwich it in your fingers, flip it over. And this is where it's nice to not have to thread your needle at this point. Once you finally get it the way you want it, you don't want to have to thread a needle. So then I just start working in as many of these as I can. Try not to forget any rows underneath. Oops. There it goes. And as long as you don't cinch it tight afterward, it's very forgiving about where you put your stitches. Try and get in there, get all the rows. Very relaxed. And at this little section right here where it overlaps, I'll put a couple stitches in there to make sure it doesn't get floppy as it can. Lovely. I love roses. So let me know down below if I should do the mum, the daisy, or the leaves next. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any suggestions on things you'd like to see me make in the near future, I'd love to hear that down below. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.